Hello Ibu Lokita, hello everyone. We are Group 2 and we are very happy to present about engaging teaching strategy and assessment for online learning, a presentation in digital literacy in ER course. And let me tell you the outlines of today's presentation. This consists of 4 main topics. The first one is about the principles of online learning and assessment. The second one is about KWL learning strategy. The third one is about cooperative learning strategy. The fourth one is about online learning assessment. And therefore, let me introduce you to the team for today's presentations. It consists of me. I'm KADEK CITRAWATI. I'm in charge to share about the principle of online learning and assessment. The second one is RADHAS. He's going to talk about KWL learning strategies. And the third one is Miras. He's going to talk about the cooperative learning strategy. And the last one is Ninas. He's going to talk about online assessment and assessment tools. And before proceeding to the first topic of today's presentations about the principles of online learning and assessment, let us discuss about online learning and remote teachings to give strengthen our understanding about them, and 2 things that are related to the online learning is about the use of internet and ICT, and also the new teaching paradigm about 20% of the skills. Well, we are presented to the 2 terminologies about online learnings and remote teachings, and what makes them different. Let's talk about them further. Online learning is designed purposely to be remote and distant. It is regarded as the main mode of education and meant to be long-term solutions. It is not urgent and all results are accessible and has full faculty support. While emergency remote teaching is the way of teaching which is activities in response to a crisis or something beyond human control, like the pandemic COVID-19, and meant to be temporary, and because it is urgent and may lack of resources and may not have full faculty support, and student may not have any choice for other kinds of instructions. And by having those understandings on the current situations, and the things that they have in common is about the use of ICT and also internet, in which there are many kinds of tools that can help us to make the teaching and learning easier and also enjoyable for the students, such as Kahoot, Zoom, Google Classroom, quizzes, and so forth. And therefore, in conducting online learning, we have also to consider about the 20% of the skills, which consists of critical thinking, communication, collaborations, and creativity, which enable the students to develop social and emotional competency for life and career skills, and then includes the global awareness of literacy and also numeracy. And the most important point is that to enable them to have a critical thinking and also have information literacy, media literacy, internet literacy, and also ICT literacy. And by having those 2 points in online learning, then we arrive in the principles of online learning, which consists of online learning pedagogy and also the competence of online teachers. Why these things are discussed in this presentation? Because online learning pedagogy will give us a kinds of insights, guidelines, and also framework to keep on track on what effective online teaching and learning is. And the online learning pedagogy discuss mainly about the student-centered and active learning. It also consists of interactivity, faculty, and also the presence. And let us discuss the first pedagogy is about the student active or active learning activities. It can be said that the key points in conducting online learning is student engagement. So we have to make sure, as the teacher, we have to make sure that the students are fully engaged in every activities that conducted in the teaching and learning process, and let the student do most of the work, because the more time the students spend engaged with the content, the more they will learn. The second pedagogy is about interactivity. It consists of the interaction between the student and the teacher. Teachers with the learning environment, student with the student, and the student with the learning materials. And the third one is the struggle present, which consists of social present that involve personal and emotional connections with the individual or group of students. And then cognitive presence, which deals with the presentations of the conceptual and procedural material, and also relate to the thinking skills and the learner's ability to start, create, and validate meaning. And the third one is teachers or instructor presence, which includes the discussion and then the and the way to provide constructive feedback and also critiques toward the discussion. And by having those pedagogy in mind, therefore the online teachers should be competent in the following things. The first one is course planning and organizations, in which online teachers should have an excellent time management and also skillfully organize the teaching and learning activities. And the third competence is online teachers should have verbal and non-verbal presentation skills to enable them to make a clear and understandable instructions in the teaching and learning process. And the third one is the online teacher is subject matter expertise. She or he knows the content, knows the topic, knows the teaching learning strategies, and also know the concept and also the technique of conducting assessment. And the last one is about the study guide and graphic design and visual thinking, since it deals with the use of technological tools and also internet. So how the teachers are able to visualize their thinking, their knowledge and skill through many kinds of media. And therefore, the engaging online learning activities can involve the following things. The first one is teaching differently, since it is online, so it is different with the face-to-face meeting. But the thing that they had in common is about differentiated instructions to facilitate the individual's need, in which it can be differentiation in the content, process, and product. The second one is teaching by bit or bite-sized teaching. It is not good for online teachers to deliver the material and also assignment and tasks at once. So we have to give a clear chunk, divide the activities into several kinds of activities to make us clearer in conveying the idea and provide clear stages in every step, what have to do and what things that are going to assess in the teaching and learning activities. And the third one is about meaningful and constructive feedback. So feedback is very important to show the teacher presence in the classroom. That's why I proposed the burger feedback, which consists of building relationship by greeting the student and mention the name, and then give them a specific price of the things that they have done excellently in an excellent way in the performance and also task. And then we have to also give them the thing that they need to correct and also improve. And the fourth one is give general price of the whole performance, and the last one is give them support. And the last one, it deals with the use of technology. So we have to be smart in leverage the power of technology. But above all, we have to consider that we have to determine our goals first, and before selecting the applications that will help us to facilitate the instruction. And then the second thing is about the principle of online assessment. As one important point in conducting online learning assessment is the way to measure the student knowledge and also skills, which Bloom revised taxonomy and also the usage assessment tools are things that we have to consider in conducting the online assessment. Bloom revised taxonomy consists of cognitive levels that help us to uh, be punctuate and clear about the step in the teaching and learning process, that then the things to be accessed, and the online tools that we can use to help in conducting the assessment. Therefore, the principles of online assessment can be described as the following. So it consists of longitudinal reflections, since reflection is good to make improvement in the instructions, and then give feedback as I mentioned just now, and then we can use the ready-made tools for the assessment criteria, for example, and then provide the technology that enable for authentic learning or real-life teaching, and enhance collaborations, and then exploit a variety of techniques in the assessment, and then give remedial program, and prepare IT and the people in conducting the online assessment. And the last one is address diversity. So that was all about the principles of online learning and online assessment. The next discussions will be about the teaching and learning strategies, which are going to be presented by Radha. And Radha, time is yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you Kak Citra for the time. Now I will continue the presentation. So in this presentation, I would like to share about one strategy that can be implemented in the online learning or online teaching. So the strategy that I choose for this presentation is KWL strategy, which collaborates with all everywhere. So in this presentation, I would like to explain about KWL strategy itself, and then second is the All Everywhere, and the last is the implementation of KWL strategy with All Everywhere in online teaching. Let's get started with KWL strategy. So according to Agung in 1986, KWL strategy is an instructional reading strategy that is used to guide students through a text. It uses graphic organizer named the KWL chart to help the students record their thinking process before, during, and after reading. It is designed to activate the students' background knowledge. So the strategy focuses to improve the students' reading a skill, especially in reading comprehension skills. But this strategy also can be used for writing skill, and it has purpose to exercise the student to comprehend the reading text, and also can enrich the student knowledge about the topic that related with the reading text. So in this strategy consists of three basic stages, which are K for know, W for want, and L for learn. K for know, or what I know, means that what the student know about the topic that is contained in the reading text. And W for want, or what I want to know, means that what the students want to know about the topic that is on the text. And the last is L for learn, or what I learn, means that what the students have learned after reading the text, or what information that they have gotten after doing the reading activity. So this is the KWL chart, which consists of know, want, and learn. In chart know, the student write down the information that related about the topic that will be discussed with the teacher and related with the reading text that will be given by the teacher. And in the chart 1, the students write down information that they want to know about the topic that will be discussed with their teacher. And in the chart learn, the student will write down the information that they have gotten after doing the reading activity, or the information that they have understand of the reading text. Yeah, these are procedures and benefits according to Ogle in 1986. For the procedures, the teacher needs to prepare or choose a text that will be used in the teaching and learning activity, and the teacher creates a KWL chart for the students, and after that the teacher can give topic about a topic that related with the text and invite them to do brainstorming of the words, terms, or phrases that related with the topic, and some words or phrases that they have learned or they have brainstormed before with the teacher can be recorded in the column K. After recording in the column K, the teacher asks the student to record or fill the W column, which the students need to record about information that they need to know about the topic that will be discussed. After the students fill out the K and W column, the teacher will give the students a reading text, and the students have to read the text and fill out the L column of their chart. After that, the teacher and the students can discuss the information that students have recorded in the L column. And then for the benefits, this strategy is really good for the students, especially in enriching the students' knowledge, background knowledge about common information about the topic in the text. So this strategy also can sets a purpose for reading activity for the students and help them to monitor their comprehension on doing the reading activity, and it's an exercise for them in a study group or class in doing the reading activity in the classroom. Yeah, that's all about the KWL strategy. Let's we move to Poll Everywhere, which is tool that I want to integrate it with the KWL strategy. So Poll Everywhere itself is a web-based audience response system that lets the participant embed interactive activities such as polls, questions, and competition into presentation. On the surface, Poll Everywhere is a simple application that works well for live audiences using mobile devices like phones. So, Poll Everywhere is commonly used by many teachers in doing online teaching. And why this Poll Everywhere is commonly used? Because it is a free online poll platform that easily can be used by the teacher, and the teacher can get or collect the students' response easily by smartphone or computer and gadget and etc. And also for the students can respond and participate to active in the teaching and learning activity through this poll everywhere by typing and sending the polls and response but through smartphone, computer, gadget, and etc. So these are features of poll everywhere. So this platform gathers response to students' comprehension, and also it can display the results of the response instantly and increase and manage student participation and interaction during the learning activity and engage them to compete with their friends and creates the competition atmosphere in the teaching and learning activity. And also students can respond via computer, tablet, or phone easily. It reduces time on the administrative tasks such as grading and attendance, and Poll Everywhere provides interactive Q&A feature and customized poll results. So the last is the implementation of the KWL strategy, which collaborates with the Poll Everywhere. So first, the teacher needs to create a meeting room. It can be on Zoom meeting or Google Meet. And before starting the lesson, as usual, the teacher greets the student and invite them to pray together and check the student attendance. But before starting the lesson, also the teacher needs to introduce about Poll Everywhere to the students, because this tool will be used in the teaching and learning activity. After the students know about the Poll Everywhere, the teacher can start the lesson by giving the topic that will be discussed and invite them to do brainstorming about some words or phrases that related with the topic. And then after doing brainstorming, the teacher can introduce the step of KWL strategy to students, so the students will know what they should do in the learning activity. The teacher can directly implement the KWL strategy with the Poll Everywhere, but the teacher should make the link for polling for each chart of KWL. So the teacher have to make a different link for chart K, chart W, and chart L. And then first the teacher give link for chart K and W. So in the chart K, the students need to type what they know about the topic that will be discussed with the teacher, and then send it through the link. After fill the chart K, the teacher also give the link for the chart W, and the students will type about what they want to know what they want to know about the topic that will be discussed and then send it to the teacher. After finish, after finishing, fill the chart K and W through the through the Poll Everywhere link. The teacher will give the reading text through the Zoom meeting or Google Meet, and the students need to read and understand about the reading text that have given by the teacher. And after finish doing the reading activity, the teacher will share again a link for L chart. So in this link, the students need to type some information that they comprehend or that they have gotten after they are reading the text. And every post that is gotten by the teacher will be shared and discussed with the students. And after finishing the KWL strategy, the teacher can give tasks to students, like giving them to write the summary of the text that they have learned today, and they can submit it through educational tool like Google Classroom, Edmodo, Schoology, and etc. So that's all about my presentation about the collaboration between KWL strategy with Poll Everywhere. The next presentation will be presented with my friends Mira. Time is yours. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm going to explain teaching strategies that can be implemented in online teaching. This explanation covers student-centered cooperative learning, number heads together, think, pair, share, and things that teachers should consider in implementing cooperative learning for online teaching. So without any further ado, let's start from the first topic. In this 21st century, teaching and learning becomes so challenging. Moreover, all activities should be done online due to pandemic, and teachers should do innovation to overcome this challenge. It is stated in Tuhedi and Jabari in 2012. To keep attracting students' attention, teachers should implement certain teaching strategies, and Tane reminiscences stated in 2019. One of the strategies in teaching is student-centered cooperative learning, or SCCL. So cooperation is working together to accomplish shared goals. Within cooperative situations, individuals seek outcomes that are beneficial to themselves and beneficial to all other group members. Cooperative learning is the instructional use of small groups so that students work together to maximize their own and each other's learning. In online learning, teacher can modify some aspects or steps in implementing cooperative learning. Teacher can choose whether they want to simple platform such as WhatsApp group and Telegram group, or they want to use Google Meet and Zoom Meet. They have to give clear instruction and divide the class into some groups. Strategy and technique used in cooperative learning should engage students for skills such as reading or reading comprehension, listening skill, writing skill, and speaking skill. So here are the examples of student-centered cooperative learning which is implemented in online teaching. One of the student-centered cooperative learning is number heads together, and teachers should modify it so they can implement it in the online teaching. Number heads together as one of the strategies used in reading also can improve students' speaking skill, and also it can integrate other skills such as writing and also listening. Teachers know about how conducting number heads together technique in the classroom, but how if this strategy is conducted in online teaching and online learning? The point of teaching reading is how to make the students are able to comprehend 5 aspects of reading comprehension, such as determining the main idea of the text, identifying the detailed information from the text, finding inference, identifying reference, and understanding the vocabulary used. Kasim and Raisa in 2017 explained the procedure and steps of using number heads together strategies. So here are the steps if you consider number heads together as one of your techniques in online teaching. The first is divide class into 4 groups. So it is better for you to inform it in WhatsApp group or Telegram group before starting the class in Zoom Meet or Google Meet. So when they join the class, they are ready with the group. And then number 2 is give number or number the students from 1 to 4 in every group. Meaning that after you divide the classes into several groups, make sure that every group has 4 people on it. So you can give number or number the students from 1 to 4. So in every group, there will be student with number 1 to 4. And then, when you start the lesson, remind the students about the rules and how the teaching learning will be conducted. It is important to manage your time. The third is in the reading section. So now we already come to the steps. In the reading section, the teacher share a text or passage by screen sharing in the Google Meet or by document sharing in WhatsApp group. In this reading section, the teacher also may ask the students about what they have to read. And then, after that, you may ask about questioning. The teacher share a question sheet with contains several questions related to the text and have been read by the students. And after that, in the questioning, the teacher share a question sheet which contains several questions related to the text that they have been read, which is the text that have been read by the students. This question sheet, you can be share it by document sharing in the WhatsApp group or Telegram, so all of them get the question sheet. And then after that, it comes to the heads together in the breakout room of Zoom meeting. So in this step, the group are asked to put their heads together or discuss the best answer for the questions given. This step, as the main step in number heads together technique, requires every member or the group comprehends the passage and know the answer of each question. So make sure that you know how to break out the students in the breakout room of the Zoom meeting. And then the last step is answering. Teacher give time to students to discuss. When the time is up, it means that the students must be ready to be called by the teacher randomly. The teacher calls a number and then each member of the group which the number is called turns on the camera. If the teacher uses Zoom and Google Meet, so ask that those students who are called to turn on the camera and raise their hands, or you can ask also the students to use the feature raise your hands in the Zoom meeting. The teacher asks the questions and choose one student to answer. After listening to the student's answer, then the teacher asks about other agreements or arguments from other students in other group. So every student will listen to their friend's answer, to their friend's explanation, to their friend's argument. So here also listening skills is also integrated in these strategies, besides of reading, speaking, and also writing. Of course, speaking still will be involved here because the students should answer the question, should explain, and should give their arguments whether they agree to a certain topic or not. So that's why in this strategy, each strategy actually enables the students not only improve their reading comprehension and speaking skill, but also their listening and writing. They are not only required to comprehend the text and tell their argument, but also they are required to listen their friends' opinion and explanation while they are writing their comprehension and what they have understood from the text. That's about number heads together. If you are considered to implement number heads together as cooperative learnings in your online teaching, so this is very good. So every student, actually this strategies is good to avoid the burden of the students in online learning and also for the teaching and online teaching. Okay, the second one's of the examples of cooperative learning that can be implemented in online teaching as think peer shares. So this is a cooperative learning strategy where the students have the opportunity to work with peers to solve problems, answer questions, and gain clarity about a topic. This simple yet effective strategy encourages high levels of participation and engagement. During the process, there are 3 simple steps that the students take. After posing a question or providing students with a problem to solve, they will do think, peer share, which means think. Students will first think about their own understanding of the topic. This is their individual opportunity to gather their thoughts before collaborating. And then peer. Next, students will work with their partner or small group to discuss their ideas. During this time, the teacher will listen and probe students to ensure that their conversations are productive. And then third is share. Finally, pairs or group will be able to share. So here their speaking skill will be seen, their response with each other or to entire class. That's the simple strategies which is implemented in the classroom. Then how if we implement think pair share in the online teaching? How to implement virtual think pair share? So before implementing this strategy, make sure your virtual setup is planned and ready to go. Know what platform students will be using as well as how this platform work. So consider using Zoom or Google Meet because those are 2 great tools for students to collaborate using the breakout room feature. So what are the steps if you want to implement think pair share in the online teaching? So the first is provide question or topic. Post the questions or provide a topic which requires the students to think critically. It is often beneficial to pose questions that reinforce a topic or skill that was covered during a moderate lesson through a text that was read. Teacher may type the questions or topic and activity instruction in Google Slide and share screen to the students so they can read and they can think. Teacher also can use a chat feature if the teacher use Zoom Meet. So make sure that the teachers and so the students are aware with those features that use in the online platform. Number 2 is give students independence to think. So teacher give around 2 until 5 minutes to think about the questions or topic, and then a teacher can mute students' microphone to ensure that the students are able to think because they need to concentrate. So mute their microphone. This can be done when the teacher use Zoom Meet or even Google Meet. And then provide clear instruction on how students should record their work and how many ideas they need to share with partners. So it should be clear. While we provide their independent time to think, we also should provide clear instructions. And then teachers should consider having students use Google Docs, mind map, or Padlet, and instruct the students to share their work via email to check for understanding. That's about give students independent to think. And then create tiers or groups. So after they have the independent time to think, it's time to create a pairs or group. So use breakout room. So it can be done if the teacher use Zoom Meet, so they can use the teacher's breakout rooms to put students into pairs or groups so they can collaborate it and bounce ideas of each other. You can choose to assign groups manually or automatically. It depends on how you students place, how you want the students will be formed into the groups. And then the fourth is monitor the discussion. So even though it is online, it doesn't mean that the teacher doesn't know how to monitor the discussion, because even though it is also a student centers and a cooperative learning, but the teacher should also monitor as the teacher, as the facilitator in this learning process. So once the students in the monitor discussion, once students are in their breakout rooms, the teachers can hop from room to room to check for understanding and ask guiding questions to probe thinking. You can also use the chat feature to send mass message to all breakout rooms. So the last step is facilitate share out. So the teachers, after breakout discussions have ended, students will automatically return to the original video meeting. So they will be back. Instruct the students to use the raise hand feature. So in a Zoom meetings, you can see the raise hand feature to volunteer to share, or teacher can also call using some applications like stick pick to randomly select the students. So after they are selected, they turn on their microphones and so turn on their camera. They can share what they have discussed before with their peers. So it will improve their speaking skill. There are a lot of cooperative student-centered cooperative learning that can be implemented as the online teaching. But in the sections that are provided two, so the teacher can modify other strategies, which makes the learning and teachings will be meaningful. So we will face some difficulties in implementing those strategies. So here are three things that the teacher should consider in implementing virtual number heads together and virtual think peer share. The first is model tech features. So some students may struggle to use the technology correctly and effectively. So to avoid confusion, spend time at the beginning of the video meeting and modeling how to use the video or platform feature. So if you use Zoom meeting or Google Meet, you can model it the first time. So spend time at the beginning just modeling to the students how to share screens, how to use some features just like raise your hands or want to turn on, turn off cameras like that. So it is very important. Make sure that the students are able to use that technology features. And then number two is visible instruction. So as it is online, we know that instructions is really important. So be sure to provide students with detailed instructions or troubleshooting tips that they can read and reference during the activity. So posting instructions to Google Classroom or sharing a Google Slides presentations will ensure that students are clear what they are expected to do. So they know what will be happens in the online learning they will know from the beginning to the end how the teaching and learning will be conducted virtually. And then the third is time management. It is important to keep track of time for each portions. For example, in the think pair share, so make sure students are answer of the given time frame. So how to manage this? The teacher can create a custom time limit for breakout session. So when we decide to design a breakout room, so here the teacher should custom the time limit for breakout sessions. For example, just give the students 2-minute warning via the chat feature. So 2 minutes before they have to end the discussions and back to their original meeting, they will be warned by the chat feature, just like you have 2 minutes left, just like that. So the students will prepare themselves, will discuss what they have to discuss, and try to think again what they need to discuss, which is later on they have to share to their partners, to their entire class, just like that. So those things that the teacher needs to consider if you want to implementing virtual number heads together or virtual think pair share. So hopefully it will help you as a teacher to teach effectively and attractively in this era. And the next presentation will be continued by my friend. Thank you.
Alright, thank you for the previous presenter. So now I would like to continue. The next presentation is about online learning assessment and tools. There are several points that I would like to tell about online learning assessment. The first one is definition of online learning assessment. The next one is benefits of online assessment. And the last one is online assessment examples and tools. Let's start with definition of online learning assessment. E-assessment is known as online assessment or digital assessment or computer-based assessment, which is defined as the process of managing the end-to-end assessment process using information and communication technologies. So, on the other hand, online assessment is any web-based approach that makes systematic inferences and conclusions about a student's skill, knowledge, and abilities. And online assessment is a critical component of online education because it requires students' active involvement and commitment through practice. Okay, the next one is about benefits of online assessment. So online assessment has a significant role in online learning, especially dealing with pandemic situations. There are so many online assessments tools that use now, and they provide a lot of benefits in online learning, such as the first one is test item can be randomly assigned. So when the examination is administered, test item can be randomly assigned so that no students' test items appear in the same order as the students who is taking the same test on the next workstation. The next one is about test item is graded by the tools. So some items of the test is graded by the tools, which are removing or making the less pressure for the teachers as an educator in here. Next one is receive direct feedback. So students receive direct feedback using online tools, which can help to enhance the learning level. Items reviews are performed on test items using online software or tools. So item reviews are performed on test items using online software or tools, which will help the assessor or the teacher in identifying the weak questions that the student done. Next one is it seems like more enjoying as in online assessment. So students enjoy online assessment because it provides them with more control, user-friendly interfaces, and the tests that resemble learning environment and things like laser activities. The next one is about remote areas to learn. So it makes the students able in remote areas to learn and test in their own environments, and it can be completed at any time, giving the student more flexibility in scheduling their exams or tests. The next one is allows the teacher to keep track on students' progress. So online assessment allows the teachers to keep track of their students' progress and conduct analysis through several assessments. And the last one, it has its own collections of security features. For example, including questions and preventing students from copying some answers, as well as checking identifications and password authentications to make sure the student's identity. It also helps to prevent the students cheating by presenting questions in a random order. The next one is about online assessment examples and tools. There are 4 examples and also included with tools that I would like to explain. It's about multiple choice tests, essay, student journaling, blogging, and wiki building. And the last one is online digital or e-portfolio. All right. Online assessment examples and tools. There are many examples of online assessment that can be conducted during online learning. Some of the examples will be mentioned here, and they are included with tools used to support the process of online assessment here. And the first one is multiple choice test. Multiple choice test is a test that contains of questions with multiple answers, which the purpose is ask the student to select from a list of potential options or answer to a question. So in here also multiple choice tests that are well written will assess various types of content and evaluate success of multi-levels of learning objectives. In here, it also easy administer, and the process of marking is conducted instantly by using software or tools in here. And however, this techniques, or this kind of multiple choice test is seem to be more relying on guessing and also time consuming to create. Some of the tools that can create multiple choice questions items are: the first one is without book, the second one is proofs, and the next one is poll everywhere. The second one is about essay. Essay is made as response questions, which has the longer structure than short answer questions. Essay is effective to assess students' higher order learning skills, and when it is implemented online, it can be easier to be marked by using online rubric, and also can be added with some comments. The ability to read from the text rather than handwritten answer is one of the best benefits of answering essay questions online. The essay would have been written by the student and submitted in the Moodle or LMS, and the teacher can grade the student's essay using a manual grading process that provided sometimes in the Moodle as well. Another tools that can be used also to check students' work to online, especially for checking grammar, giving comments, and checking plagiarisms. Here, the first one is online proofreader. Online proofreader here is a tool that it used to let the students or teacher to paste the text into a window and display comprehensive data regarding mistakes in area like word usage, grammar, pronunciations, and referencing strategies by just pasting the text into the window. It also let the students to pre-check their own work before they submit the work. The next one is e-marking assistant. E-marking assistant is another tool that allows for different formats of comment as well as simple plagiarism detections. Can be used by teacher or educator in checking the students' work in essay about the plagiarisms. And the last one is a Turnitin, which is a tool used by plagiarism checker. It checks the students' work by comparing one work with others, and it serves a similarity report at the end. Next one is about students journaling, blogging, and wiki building. Let's start with journaling. Journaling is a particularly effective method for promoting students' reflection, and teachers educator may use rubric also to grade this interest. Journals are usually kept confidential, with only the teaching staff and the student itself having the access to them. Teacher will be able to see the problems in the learning environments that interfering or disturbing with students' learning in addition to recognizing and addressing differences in students' cognitive skills by using a journal. So it is important for the teachers to provide a regular and timely feedback to students in order to get the interest in a journal. Next one is about a blog or blogging. A blog is an online forum that allows a single person or a group of people to easily upload text, photos, videos, and other multimedia content and share it with an unlimited numbers of internet users. So in here, blogging can be very powerful cognitive and mental tool. It has many advantages for the teacher, including the ability to reach out the diverse and new audiences in new ways, and the ability to create the learning atmosphere, which offer more feedback and promote innovative thinking. Blog can be accessed in the same, almost similar like a journal. And next one is wikis. So wikis are particularly well suited to collaborative community projects and social constructivist learning. The wiki and blog prove to be excellent reflective learning tools that allows the students to receive daily feedback from the tutors. So wiki becomes the tools that can be produced by one or more students and can be private, semi-private, or public in nature. But they almost looks like the same. Tutors will easily, or tutor or the teacher will easy to know that students who are keeping up to date, those who are slipping behind, which one is that left behind, and comment on the work of the students who underestimate the purpose of a specific assignment by reviewing the wikis and blogs every 2 weeks. So the teacher or the educator can do this to check the students' progress as well. Alright, the last one here is about online digital or e-portfolios. Basically, a portfolio is a compilation of student work that has been organized, analyzed, and presented to demonstrate subject comprehension and learning development over time. This assessment usually relies on reflections on individuals as well as the overall portfolios. Students get a better understanding of the students' learning through portfolio, and also the teacher get a better understanding of the students' learning through portfolio. There are so many ICT tools that can be used to create online portfolio, such as Evernote or Mahara, and several open source platforms that still integrated with Moodle. So students use these tools to create documents and upload images, audio, video in here. So the opportunity to provide a range of content is the most important benefit of building a digital portfolio. There are movies, audios, presentation, text, hyperlinks, and animations provided in ePortfolio. So, portfolio is one of important online digital assessment tool. Alright, I think that's all about our presentation today. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I hope that you have a good day, everybody. So, thank you so much.